Bronze Slayer, Darbronzian, as we refer to him, David Hasty. How about a warm region welcome for David Hasty?
Yeah.
What's going on, Dave?
Not much. How we doing today?
All right, man. How are you? Welcome to the Bass Buzz, man.
Great. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Good to have you. Now, folks, Dave, you come from Ohio,
Toledo area. Yep.
Toledo area, and you fish Lake Erie.
Yeah, Lake Erie is that's basically my backyard.
And I should say he catches on Lake Erie. He doesn't fish on Lake Erie. And I call him the Bronze Slayer because, every week, Dave, I am bragging about the world-class smallmouth fishing that we have in the region. 18-pound, 20-pound bags, consistent, good smallmouth fishing. And it's world-class.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's world-class fishing right here. Now, this guy pops into the old Spring Classic over there in Portage, and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, we fish for smallmouth too, man. That's right, man. That's right. Well, what are you getting, man?" He's like, 5.5, 6.5, 7s, something. What? What?
No,
what are you talking about?
It's not uncommon over there anymore.
My God, okay. Think about this: 6-pound smallmouth.
Yes, on an average, you can do that. We've had tournaments that's 30-pound, 5 fish.
30-pound bags.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Now, first of all, let's think about the smallmouth, okay? The smallmouth is a beast as it is.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let that name smallmouth fool you, all right? They're red-eye demons, and they fight like you just wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't give up.
Yeah, all the way to the end.
Now, we can wear out those greenfish, right?
Oh, yeah.
But these brownfish, they're just like all over, man. All
yeah,
over.
And in the tournament, you got to fight them, get them out of live well too. It's like little Tyson's in there. You try to get them, they just beat you up.
They're trying to stick you with a fin, man. I'm gonna get you an infection, son.
Exactly.
Pop you with that fin. But this smallmouth fishing is fierce. This is what I'm getting at is this type of smallmouth fishing on Lake Erie is almost like an sport. Okay, because it's not like you're going out on your local lake or pond. When you're out there on Lake Erie, boy, it's a battlefield out there.
Oh yeah, you got to deal with the weather. You got to deal with the elements. And the smallmouth's like a guard dog. He's got his area and he's going to guard it. He's going to try to kill anything that comes in that area.
And the smallmouth are used to 3 and 4 foot waves.
Oh, they love it.
They love that stuff.
That's what they
In fact, it makes it easier to catch them, right?
Oh yeah, it just fires them up. The rougher it is that's a smallmouth day.
Now I'm gonna go back here a little bit to Bassmaster Elite Series on Lake Erie. It was probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and a gentleman from Japan won that tournament. Do you remember what that is?
Yeah, they were doing a deep drop shotting deal, catching suspended fish.
That was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They were in giant rollers. The front of the boat is straight up. The Mercury's in the back of the water. The Minn Kota's sticking straight up in the front, okay? And these guys are drop shotting. They're actually harnessed into their seat,
Yeah, they're in the fighting chair.
They're harnessed into the fighting chair. Don't worry, I got them. 4-pound line, man. Don't worry, it's nothing. But you guys are putting up with that, but the reason you're putting up with that is for these 30-pound bags of fish.
Yeah, especially in the spring and your fall tournaments. You can just, they just come in and grows, and you can really, you can have a great day. 100 fish days is not uncommon up there at all.
But 100 fish, 100 smallmouth bass.
100 smallmouth fish a day. Average weight's going to be right around 3.5 to 4.5, but you get at least a dozen or better over 6.
I don't know what to say to that.
It's
a dozen or so?
A dozen or so over 6. Yeah, once in a while you get that big surprise.
Okay, give out your information right now. Do it. Go ahead.
Well, the best thing to do is, especially this time of year, it's going to be different because spring's been, we've had a warm winter. So I'm kind of curious how this is going to happen to spawn this year. Normally our fish start moving in big time in the 1st of April. It's that 45-degree water mark is what we like to look at.
45, that's the magic number for the smallies?
That's the magic number.
Okay.
They come out of that 20 to 30 foot of water, and boom, now they're all up in that 12 to 8 foot of water. Not all, but
right.
Majority of them.
A big migration.
The big migration.
Sure.
And so what happens is that at that 45-degree temperature level, these fish are already coming up. They're ready to go on beds. People don't believe this or whatever. These fish start hitting the beds at 47 to 48 degrees.
Really?
These big smallmouth.
Mike, 47 degrees these smallmouth are spawning.
Yes.
Not and like with the largemouth, we're looking for like 62 seems to be a real magic number. But don't get me wrong, the largemouth, as you know, what they'll spawn in as little as 50 in the 50s,
Yeah.
you know. But that's cold.
Because a lot of
45.
people plan a spring trip over there, and they're thinking June, you know.
Yeah,
That's when they
they're
want to be there.
missing the boat, huh?
They already missed the boat. Yeah.
They're catching the Henry Dinklers when they could have had the big mamas.
Exactly.
Right, the Nell Carters. The Nell Carters of the sport. The now, how long is a 6-pound smallmouth?
I never really measured one for length because what happens with our fish, they're actually short.
They're like footballs, right?
Yeah, they're just basically, they're Mike Tyson's. They got shoulders, their eyes are bogged out of their head and look like they had a bad party, you know. And
They're just like that Hangover movie
yeah.
with that little monkey. Remember that? Anyway, sorry, David.
But yeah, so I mean, the size is not lengthwise, and that's why everybody, I caught a 19-inch smallmouth. Well, that's great because he was probably, he was 4.5 to 5 pound range because they just get so round. They're just beasts, It's like they work out or something. I don't know.
They're bronze steroids. These things, choo-choos. But the best method for catching these fish, okay? Talk to me.
The best method we like to do, you get around your Bass Islands. That's one of the areas I like to pick on because you got cleaner water.
It's called Bass Island.
The Bass Islands.
Okay.
That's your Kellys, your Putin Bay, South Bass, all that right out of Port Clinton area, Sandusky.
Okay.
What we like to do, what I love to do, I like to get up in that 12 foot of water and shallower, and we love to throw jerk baits. Jerk baits and crankbaits are like the key thing. You can do a lot of drop shot and you can drag a tube. These fish seem to be wanting to feed up a little bit.
Okay.
And we use big baits starting out because there ain't really no hatchets happen. So they're not looking for fry. They're just in there mowing up on any big shad leftovers, So they're fishing on or feeding on everything that was.
Nice point, man. I mean, and that's another key. Early in the year, how about it? A lot of people are starting off with these little micro baits and these, little finesse jigs and small jerk baits.
Exactly.
Man, go for the big stuff. 3/4 ounce rattle traps. Big jerk baits, big spinner baits, slow rolled. I'm talking about the for largemouth too. But I could see exactly why you're saying those big jerk baits work.
Until you see bait fish in the water, don't try to match no hatch because there ain't been one.
Right.
So you better just start out big and strong like you did in the fall.
Tip of the week right there, Mike. There we go. You got that on tape? Good.